incident that's being investigated by the police officers at this point. Now, this occurred a couple weeks ago. So here, in fact, is a very prolific situation that is constantly going on around the country. But what really caught my attention about this article, not to demise or reduce the fact that the situation occurred to two young black males, but the fact that when the grandmother, upon hearing about the situation, responded to the police station to file a complaint, she was told by the sergeant that it's against the law to file a false report against police officers and you'll be arrested. Well, unbeknownst to him, this lady happened to be a dispatcher with the airport police, and she basically knew how to hierarchy work. She said, "Look, I need to talk to your boss, your commander." Well, when she made those comments, all of a sudden she could now make a report. So she filed the report. It hit the newspaper, and here we are today. Now, what I'd like to do is talk about how an incident such as this, let's say it did occur this way. How does a situation like this impact the community? And I'd like to start off with a situation.
We would have a transparent investigation of the incident. Number one, we would be glad to receive this because it may be something that we need to know, that it's something that's occurring that's wrong, that's unprofessional, that's a violation of someone's civil rights, or just a crime. We need to make sure that we go into our ranks and find out if there are any people who are culpable for this particular incident and ferret those individuals out. The main thing is when she came to the station, somebody was supposed to take that report. She wasn't supposed to be discouraged about making a report. She wasn't supposed to be coerced about not making that report if it occurred.
The St. Louis Police Department has a long, undistinguished history in this particular area.
Yeah, that's the area.
Of these types of incidents. The problem, organization, particularly this, is so closed and so secretive, and they do not allow easy access in terms of information that can be gleaned for evidentiary purposes.
And do you believe that's by design? It's set up to be secret?
I think it is. I think it is something that has evolved over the course of the history of the department. Most police departments, particularly large urban police departments, are formed in very similar types of ways. And there is a code of silence. Make no mistake about that. It's not only police departments, most organizations, but the police departments are particularly troublesome in this area. And trying to get the facts of the information out as they actually occur is very, very difficult. And these types of incidents has not been uncommon. I don't want to speak to what's happening internally within the St. Louis Police Department now, because I know the person who's in charge of internal affairs, I think, is a good, qualified, competent person. Historically, though, police officers close ranks. People don't talk.
So he's touching on something that I think is so relevant to the kinds of things that we're looking at, not just in St. Louis, but around the country. He used to work in history. And to the cadets, I would tell you, as I provide training on police community relations, you have to understand the history as it relates to police service in minority communities. Again, sensitive topic, man, not easy to talk about the fact that African Americans in this country have never enjoyed equal treatment under the law. And it plays itself out when you find yourself in a situation where you are with someone who is now empowered to act on you. So that police authority that you're about to receive is some hell of an authority. We used to talk about it all the time. There's all kinds of power. You have powerful people in your communities. You know, this attorney is a powerful person. This politician is a powerful person. That's a kind of power, but it's kind of an after-the-fact power. If you make somebody angry who's in a powerful position, it will affect you somewhere down the line. You know what, young man? I'll see it too that you never do A, B, and C this time. Police power is immediate, right now. Do it. I said it. Power. To make somebody react or respond. Bring with you to their power a predisposition to not value someone as a human being, to not respect the dignity of that person or his community, and to have predefined the mass of people. Here in St. Louis is North St. Louis. You watch news anytime, any day of the week, you'll see. Today in North St. Louis, here's what took place. And they'll lay out a menu of murder, misery, addiction, hopelessness, etc.
Incident. I taught this same program format in the show something that occurs. It's not every officer going out there doing it, it's a few. Now, on that point, let me bring this information to training in Washington, D.C. And during that training, some very interesting statistics were brought out. They said that in every major department, now major department, I don't know if it's identified as departments of 100 or 1,000, that was never clear, but they said in every major department, 15% of the officers are going to be honest and just all the time. 15% of the officers are going to be dishonest and unjust most of the time. And 70% of those officers can go either way, depending on who's watching them or who's training. Now, if we were to make that a situation and we look at that as fact, and we focused on the 15% of the officers who were doing the wrong thing, and we took it as an example, St. Louis PD, and said roughly 1,500 officers, oh, we're going to say 15%, we'll work with you. Not a problem. You think they got drugs in that car, but they have a tail light out, or they violated a stop sign, or made an illegal left turn? Hey, no problem. Stop them. Get them out of that car. How does that impact the community, especially those individuals in that car at that time?